The war in the Middle East looks over. This week, the headlines moved to peace, and the price of oil moved with them. Brent crude down nearly $6 on the week to just over $80. The market is betting the Gulf is about to flow again, but 3 signals from today say the reopening is harder than the headline. Start with the Strait, because this is the part that actually went right. For weeks, the Strait of Hormuz was the choke point, the place a war could strangle the world's oil. Today, Iran waived transit fees through Hormuz for 60 days. Trump says some 700 ships are now waiting to cross. The choke point is clearing, so the oil should come roaring back. It won't, and that's the first thing the headline hides. The moment the strait opened, the bottleneck moved. Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates are repriming their fields, but Rystad Energy warns a clear Hormuz still doesn't mean barrels, not until storage draws down and the tankers reposition. The door is open. The truck isn't loaded yet. That's why the price isn't celebrating. It's discounting a flow that hasn't physically arrived. Second signal. The nuclear talks meant to seal all of this were scrapped, then revived inside a single day. The round in Switzerland was called off after the vice president postponed his trip, amid fresh Israeli strikes in Lebanon. By the next morning, a lower-level envoy was on his way instead, and that's the tell. What nearly killed the talks wasn't the nuclear file. It was Lebanon. Israel and Hezbollah have a new ceasefire, one that broke at dawn before it was patched back together, which means the entire Iran settlement now hangs on a front that has nothing to do with centrifuges. Third signal. If the sanctions lift, follow the money. One report this week traces it back to the business empire of Iran's Revolutionary Guard. Construction, energy, infrastructure, all positioned to gain the most from relief. It's a single source, so hold it lightly, but the logic holds. Sanctions relief isn't a clean reopening. The same money that flows back to Iranian oil can flow back through the people those sanctions were built to stop. So here's the pattern underneath the piece. The strait clearing isn't oil flowing. The talks surviving isn't the talks working. The sanctions lifting isn't a clean slate. Peace is the headline. The reopening is the work, still being negotiated, birth by birth, ceasefire by ceasefire. This is Icarus.